What if I told you that this player went pro at 25 years of age, has pizza, Red Bull and wine before matches, and he carried a club that got nearly relegated to a Premier League title in the same season? You would probably think that he is crazy, and you wouldn't be wrong. But the insanity of his actions or career doesn't stop at his diet or style of play. There is so much more to this incredible player called Jamie Vardy. So to understand how truly crazy he is, we have to look at his entire career, how he began and where he is today. Jamie Vardy was born in Sheffield, South Yorkshire, and his biological father left him when he was just a baby. His mother then married Phil Vardy, and he took his stepfather's surname. Like every boy, Jamie liked football. It was his passion, and the club he supported was actually Sheffield Wednesday. So naturally, he tried to play for the club he loved most, and he was in their youth system. His hard work though wasn't enough, as he was released when he was just 16. But despite the challenges he faced, he tried again, this time at Stocksbridge Park Steels. Here he made his way through to the reserve team, and then the first team in 2007. He only earned £30 per week there, while also working in a factory during the day, and at night he trained to become better at football. So what are you waiting for, you lazy f***? After many impressive performances with Park Steels, many clubs became interested in the young Jamie Vardy. He had a trial with Crewe Alexandra. He spent only a week there on trial, but the move didn't become a reality. But hope was coming. In 2010, Vardy signed for FC Halifax Town for a fee of £15,000. On his debut, he scored the winner in a 2-1 win. Not only that, but in his first season, he was the club's top goal scorer with 25 goals in 37 appearances. Because of his goals, Halifax won the Northern Premier League Premier Division title for the 2010 and 2011 season. But after only 1 year with Halifax, Vardy signed with a new club, Fleetwood Town, and here he established himself as an incredible player. In the first round of the FA Cup on 12th of November, Vardy scored the second goal in a 2-0 win against Wycombe Wanderers. 15 days later, his goal in a 1-1 draw at Gateshead meant that he had recorded a goal in each of his last 6 appearances, totaling 10 goals in that period. He won the Conference Premier Player of the Month award for November. On 13th of December, Vardy confirmed a 2-0 win in added time as Fleetwood triumphed away to Yeovil Town in the Cup second round replay. After his match with Blackpool, he impressed their manager so much that he came in with an offer of £750,000. But Fleetwood rejected because they wanted €1 million for Vardy. And to be honest, they had their reasons, as Vardy was the sole reason why Fleetwood won the conference title and got a first ever promotion to the Football League. In that season, Vardy finished with 31 league goals. He was the top scorer in the Conference League. But then, Jamie's Vardy career took an unbelievable turn. He signed for Leicester City, a team from the Championship. The reported fee was €1 million, which was a non-league record. Vardy signed a contract until 2015, finally becoming a pro. Keep in mind that he was already 25 at that time, so there are no excuses. But don't ever think that it got easy for Jamie. It didn't. Vardy's first season was affected by his loss of form. He was criticized by Leicester's fans on social media. He was absolutely gutted because of it. So much so that he even wanted to leave the club. Thankfully, his manager, Nigel Pearson, convinced him to stay at the club. And do you think that Vardy gave up? No, of course not. He turned everything around. Because of his good form and the team's flying start, Leicester were top of the table. He scored a penalty kick against Derby County as Leicester won 4-1 on 10th of January 2014, so it reaffirmed Leicester's position on top of the championship. But that wasn't the end. Leicester got promoted to the Premier League and ended the season as champions in the championship, with Vardy being the top scorer with 16 league goals. And then his Premier League journey began. In April, Vardy was nominated for the Premier League Player of the Month award after having an impressive form throughout the month. Vardy and Leicester ended the season in a safe 14th place, avoiding relegation. What they didn't know at that time is that their next season will be the most incredible miracle in English football history. I think you all know about what happened in 2015 and 2016 for Leicester City. The whole world watched their progression in the Premier League, and for you to understand how truly unbelievable this thing was, their team was worth about 87 million euros. Nowadays, you could only get Maguire for that money. In 2015, Leicester brought a new manager, Claudio Ranieri, and maybe it was the best decision they have ever taken. Now think about this. Leicester's odds of winning the Premier League were 5,000 to 1, and so they began. One match at a time. At first, they only wanted to avoid relegation, but what they certainly didn't expect was to be at the top of the table at the beginning of the season. On 24th of October, Vardy scored a goal against Crystal Palace, making his 7th consecutive goal. Then on 31st of October, he scored his 8th consecutive goal, becoming the 3rd player ever to do so in the Premier League, after Van Nistelrooy. But that was just the beginning. On 21 of November, Vardy matched Nistelrooy's record with 10 consecutive goals. And then, against Manchester United, he scored again 11 consecutive goals in the Premier League, a record that belongs to Jamie Vardy. Only one goal short of beating Jimmy Dune's goal record in the 1931-1932 season. But for a team to win the Premier League, there has to be something even more special. And there was. Players like Kante, Drinkwater and Riyad Mahrez were all part of that special team. And so on 2nd of May 2016, Tottenham drew with Chelsea, ensuring that no one could catch up with Leicester City in the title race. Leicester City were crowned Premier League champions, a feat that no one would have ever predicted at the start of the season. Celebrations just never ended, and you better be sure that Vardy was at the heart of them. Because of these performances, Vardy was one of 4 Leicester City players in the PFA Team of the Year. He was later named the Football Writers Footballer of the Year, and he was named the 2016 Barclays Premier League Player of the Season. It's so crazy to think that just 2 years ago, Jamie Vardy was playing in the Championship with Leicester, and he was on the brink of leaving the club. What happened in 2016 is truly a miracle. Because of his talent, Arsenal were interested in signing him for 22 million euros. But Leicester proposed a new contract to him with improved conditions. He now had to choose, and he chose, of course, the love of his life, Leicester City. Unfortunately, at the moment, Leicester got relegated to the Championship, with Vardy still being with them. They are now first there and are looking to make a comeback. But in the beginning, I said that Vardy is the craziest player. Why? Well, he kicked a corner flag which was carrying the rainbow colors. Many fans thought that he was against LGBT+, but then he signed the flag and gave it away to the supporters. But that's not all. His diet on match day looks a little bit like this. He drinks a Red Bull in the morning, right after he wakes up. Then he has a double espresso. Then at lunch he eats a ham and cheese sandwich, and 90 minutes before the match he drinks 2 Red Bulls and occasionally a glass of wine. For many, this would be perfect recipe to die young. But for Vardy, this is a very good way of gaining a lot of energy. And who am I to judge? The guy has been one of the best strikers in the world for the past 10 years. I have to respect it. Jamie Vardy is certainly one of the most iconic footballers in the world. You can't tell me you're a Premier League fan if you don't admire Vardy. His story with Leicester in 2016 will remain fresh in our memories until the end of time. What they did in that year must be unforgettable. It's a reminder to us that no matter how rich, powerful and strong you are, the one who wants it more will always win. For me, Vardy is the perfect example of that kid who never had it easy and who might be a little strange if you're looking from afar. But his determination proved that everything can be achieved if you want it enough, or if you never back down no matter the circumstances. In a world where 15-year-olds make it pro in football, we often forget that Vardy did it when he was 25, while having the strangest habits. Jamie Vardy, the craziest player in modern football.